Today I'm going to share with you how I make my favorite chocolate at home. And I started making this back when I was working at Trader Joe's. I took this to work with me, put it in the freezer, and that way I could snack on healthy chocolate instead of all of the things that ended up being open in the back room at Trader Joe's. So what you'll need is coconut oil. I prefer to get mine from Azure Standard or Essential Organics. Cacao paste, I get this from Essential Organics. You could also use a 100% cacao bar. Maple syrup, which I get from Azure. Homemade vanilla, if you've never made it, I will link a video of how to make it below. And sea salt, and then whatever optional toppings you want to put on it. Today I am going to do toasted pecans that I've already toasted. We are going to be measuring in grams because I find it much easier just to put everything straight in the pot. That way the only dirty dish is the pot that you're melting everything in. So then you'll add 105 grams of coconut oil, 75 to 85 grams of maple syrup. This will depend on how sweet you like your chocolate. So you could start it at 85 the first time you make it, and if you think it's too sweet, you could always lower it. Now we are going to put the pot on medium-low. I would keep it at, because you're not cooking anything, you just want to melt the chocolate and the coconut oil, and you really got to mix the maple syrup in. Once everything is pretty much melted, go ahead and add a teaspoon of your vanilla and mix that up really well. You could add your salt at this point, but I like putting my salt on top of the bar at the end. And then once everything's melted, I pour it straight into my pyrex pan. I used to pour it on cookie sheets with parchment paper, but it comes off so easily off of the glass pan that I just find it's a waste of parchment paper to use it for this. Now I am sprinkling on my pecans. I follow Sally Fallon's Nourishing Traditions method for soaking and then dehydrating the pecans. That way they are easier to digest. You could also do toasted coconut shreds or the flaked salt or cashews, whatever things you like with chocolate you could add on top. And now I'm going to sprinkle about 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt on top. And then I usually let it cool for just a little bit, and then you could either put it in the fridge or the freezer to get it to harden up. And then you just use your knife to break it into bark pieces. It comes off of the pan really easy because of the coconut oil. The only thing with this bar is because it's coconut oil based, it does melt. So it does need to stay in the fridge or the freezer, but that doesn't make it a super hard chocolate. It still melts in your mouth. And that's how you make it. If you want more details, I have the full recipe in my blog with more details there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this video.